Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee.
John Wayne would open up like this. Hello, pilgrims.
Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of Coffee Talk with Parson Road Homestead. We hope that you guys brought your favorite beverage along. I have my iced coffee with heavy whipping cream, very minimalist coffee drink here, and then Johnny has his even more minimalist coffee drink.
I'm not
black.
a mentalist by no means, but we want you to.
It's gonna be backwards, but
be our
guest.
Maybe it is backwards.
Be our guest. Be our guest. Isn't there a song like that? Da 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 da. Something. Blah blah blah. But anyway, yeah. Be our guest. So we welcome you again, friends, as we are just sitting down on our back porch in our backyard. And it was kind of a nice morning here. Not too hot yet.
Right.
Not too hot yet, but it will probably get hot. And we just thought we'd come out here and talk to you guys about some of our plans for our fall garden. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about our plans for chickens as well. So I've pulled out our seed container. So I've been keeping all of our seeds in this airtight container here. And we just want to talk to you guys about some things we're planning to plant for our fall garden. One of the things that I want to make sure that we do is grow in season. Like a lot of people grow in greenhouses and things like that, but right now we're just wanting to grow and say hello to Kenny back there and his hoarse voice that he's got. But we just want to grow in season right now because
he is an amber link rooster, and we don't know if amber links sound like that or he's just got an issue with his voice.
Well, I think he crows a whole lot because it almost sounds like that he's losing his voice. I don't know. Do roosters lose their voice? But anyway.
Good question. Tell us. Do you know if roosters can lose their voice?
So before I dive into what we're going to be planting in the fall, you guys remember the other day I told you that I had bought some okra. This is baby Bubba hybrid. So it's supposed to be really, really good for container gardening.
Baby Bubba?
Baby Bubba hybrid. I just got it at the local Lowe's or whatever big box. And then I got some sweet basil as well. That one is supposed to be really good for containers. It says container friendly, so you plant one plant per 24-inch container. Or you can plant it in the ground as well. And okra has a pretty quick harvest, 53 days to harvest on this. So we should have that before the frost.
And that's the baby Bubba, right?
That's the baby Bubba.
Baby Bubba.
If anybody remembers or knows what we're referring to on that.
I used to watch that in the heat of the night show an awful lot. And I like that Bubba on there. Yeah. Always bubbing around.
I love okra. Like I said, we've been meat-based I've been meat-based for almost 2 years now. And
longer than that.
No, it's been, in August, it'll be 2 years.
Okay.
So, but Johnny's been meat-based since May 1st this year. And yeah, he's been, that's not my muscle. I don't know. Anyway, he's lost some weight and everything. He saw some good results from it.
Yep.
Had some health issues that he was able to calm down with that. It's kind of like an elimination diet.
Yep.
But saying that, to say that we definitely are kind of introducing things slowly into my diet, especially because I've been so long with going only mostly meat.
Right.
But I love okra. I love it. I love it boiled. A lot of people either hate or love okra, I think. most people. Do you like okra? It's not your favorite.
Yeah, I like it.
You like it fried.
I do. I mean, I like it boiled too, but mostly fried.
I love it boiled. I love the slimy. See, I'm probably very unique in that I love the sliminess of okra, but I hear it's really good for you. It's supposed to be really good for your tummy and your digestive tract. But anyway, so I'm introducing that, and then basil I'm not so much growing for medicinal as I am ornamental. I'm wanting some pretty greenery, and this will be nice, and it'll smell good too. One more thing about the basil, you can actually, it's really container friendly, and you can grow 3 plants per 12-inch container. So this is going to be a smaller container, and you can actually put 3 plants in there. That's good for our little space. And by the way, I actually ordered some grow bags that are supposed to be here Tuesday, I think, that I'm going to put some things in as well. We're kind of do an experiment on how we're growing our squash and watermelon. So we're going to grow some of the squash, which I do have some of the squash in. Our dog must see something in a raised bed. Probably a lizard. She probably sees a lizard.
Probably so.
But I'm going to grow some of the squash in a raised bed.
Lizard or a chipmunk? We've got chipmunk.
Yeah. Some of the squash in a grow bag. And then we might put some of the squash just on the ground and use our soil that's here. Maybe put a little bit of fertilizer in there with it, but see how that goes. Okay, so for our fall garden, one of the things that I want to plant, one of the things I can actually have being low carb is broccoli. That's something we've already incorporated into our diets, tolerate pretty well. So this one here is the broccoli, I guess Waltham 29. We got these from Baker Creek.
I like sauteing the broccoli in butter and then getting hot sauce and mixing it with butter and eating it that way.
Yeah. So broccoli is a really cold tolerant plant, and we're going to probably start these direct seed in the ground, I'm thinking, in the next couple of weeks. It's pretty warm right now still, but we want to make sure that we're able to get a fall harvest. We may even wait till the beginning of August to give it plenty of time to start, maybe even a couple weeks. So it may be a little bit before I start these. I don't want to start them too early and it be too hot because we are in Georgia. We're zone 8A, I believe. I think it's zone 8A that we're in. It's either 8A or 8B. And I don't want to start these too much earlier than we should. Our first frost date is November 6th. Of course, that's not completely accurate. It could frost well before that, or it could be later.
Yeah, here you never can tell what it's going to do.
Our weather kind of has bipolar sometimes. So the same thing with cauliflower. That's another one we're going to have in our fall garden. So we will probably wait at least until the end of July or in August to start these because we don't want them to get too hot. They do very well in cool weather. And so it's pretty hot. It stays pretty hot.
I like those sauteed in butter also.
Yummy. So good. If you want if you want to feel like you're having kind of a noodle. Now, cauliflower will never take the place of noodles. But if you want to feel like you're having something, maybe pasta-like, cauliflower is really good.
And I've cut down on potatoes too.
I cut down, we've eliminated.
So I haven't had potatoes in a couple of months, but cauliflower, it kind of bridges the gap for me on potatoes.
Yeah.
I can have them several different ways.
Absolutely. The other one we want to do for a cool weather crop is cilantro. This is the dwarf lemon from Baker Creek. I'd actually tried to plant some of these a couple weeks ago. I see something coming up in that pot over there, but I have a feeling, a suspicion that that's their weeds coming up because I used dirt from the yard. But these like cool weather, these will probably, we'll probably wait till August to really get into planting these because they actually can take a little frost. They are frost hardy, so they're not as tender as some of the other things that you would plant in a fall garden. So I love cilantro in a lot of things. Cilantro is really good in the Mexican stuff, so we do taco bowls a lot. Yummy. Yes, and we really enjoy cilantro in there. But another thing cilantro is good in that we absolutely love is a Caesar salad. So I do have a little bit of salad, and we just put cilantro in our salad along with some green onion, some sweet sugar-free. We get the sugar-free bread and butter pickles, and we chop those up, and yeah. And then we have a little chicken in there, and it's really good. So, love cilantro. I think that's another one that some people either love or hate. Some people say cilantro smells like soap to them, but I absolutely love the smell of cilantro. You don't think it smells like soap?
Oh, I love cilantro all the way around.
Yeah. So another one we are going to plant for our fall harvest is this salad blend. This is the Rocky Top lettuce. Can't go without singing that song. Y'all remember it?
Oh, yeah. Sing it.
Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top,
Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Rocky Top, Tennessee. So anyway, this is another one that loves the cool weather. It actually is very frost hardy.
I love that, by the way, that salad.
Yes, and we can combine this with this and have loveliness.
Actually, years back, I think it was that type that I grew in Monticello, Georgia, when we lived down there. And it actually did pretty good, and I think it was even the wrong time of year.
Yeah, when you do it,
and,
when it's very hot, I think it will bolt.
Yep.
So, and it will be, you can't eat it like that.
Well, I did. I mean, it was a little bitter, but I still ate it. I love it.
Yeah.
And it was, I had salad after salad. You don't remember that?
Not really good. I don't remember that. But this looks good and it's making me hungry right now. We'll probably plant this one I'm thinking in August. A lot of people are starting some of their fall stuff in July. I've got to actually look this up. Before I got on here, I didn't look it up. I didn't even write it down, how many days to harvest that everything is. Matter of fact, I might do that real quick. So I went back through and just checked our frost date. It is November 6th. So right now we have about 110 to 112 days until our first frost date of the year. And I looked at the broccoli, and this particular variety of the broccoli, it has 75 days until it comes to harvest. So that puts us planting it in August. I would think if we start it, August, middle of August, somewhere around there, we should have plenty of time. Probably the beginning of August. And then cauliflower will be the beginning of August. Cilantro, it's frost hardy, so we'll probably plant it the beginning of August as well. Same for the salad blend, although I'm looking forward to having some salad. So, and then the onions, though, we're going to plant some onions. I have 3 different varieties. I have the Texas Early Grano, I guess you'd say, from Baker Seed. Bless his heart. And I have the, I don't even know how you say that, Ishikura onion.
Well, what it is he hears you out here and you take him snacks.
No.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's probably it. Snack mama. But I have also the yellow of Parma. And so most of these onions is going to be between 100 and 120 days out. So this is one we need to go ahead and probably get
in the
started.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to those onions,
the onions too. We need to get them started. We have 2 different types of asparaguses, and I think that's how you say it. Asparaguses. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and put these in the ground soon because they're actually perennials. So we're going to find a place in this yard to put them where our kids can enjoy them for years to come, because like we said, We're not planning to be here for a long time.
Right.
Our young adults.
Right.
Our young adults. They don't like for us to call them kids. But they're going to be here with their family, and so we want to put them somewhere. This asparagus, we have Mary Washington, and we have Conover's Colossal, and we're going to put them where they can last 15, 20 years. So these are perennial. They'll come back every year.
Shade or sun?
It says minimum sun 6 to 12 hours, so they're going to like sun.
I think I'm going to have to cut some more trees. Because this backyard is pretty shady.
It really is pretty shady. It doesn't get really sunny back. So you can still see back where the little cardboard, move over just a little bit. See the cardboard right there? That's where we're going to put a raised bed. And you see that it's probably around 11 o'clock or so here, and it's still quite shaded.
Right.
Now where my peppers are and all my other things up there, it's already sunny. So you just have to kind of pick and choose where you put everything so that it can get the maximum amount of sun that it may need. So last but not least at all, we're going to put some more zinnias in the ground. This is a variety that I have not yet planted. This is the Takis or Takis Choice Mix. Aren't they beautiful? They're just absolutely gorgeous. They kind of remind me of like a bohemian look, and I really like the bohemian look.
Well, they're pretty, but you're beautiful.
Oh, you're sweet. That makes up for everything.
Everything? What did I do?
Makes up for anything. Let's just put it that way.
Thank you.
Makes up for anything. And then the other one we're going to do is dahlias. Now, I've not yet planted any dahlias. This is the Unwinds mix. It's a perennial. This is a tender perennial, so it's not frost hardy. And I didn't look up. I think it probably goes along with the zinnias on the days to harvest. The zinnias are around 80 to 85 days until harvest. So we'll probably go ahead and put the Takis and dahlias. We'll go ahead and start some in July, so this month, really soon. Beautiful flowers. Look at the dahlias. They're just absolutely gorgeous. I like these mixes because then you don't get just one, but you get a variety of colors. And so it's going to be beautiful.
I really like the black copper moran roosters. We had one years back, and I'd like to try a flock.
Yeah.
So I think later on, we're going to order us some black copper moran.
Maybe, by the way.
And start another flock.
By the way, I got something in the mail, which is like candy store to me, which is the Murray McMurray Hatchery catalog. So I've been looking through here and just trying to make some decisions. We are not prepared for too many more birds right now. We actually had somebody offer to give us some, but we're not structurally ready. We don't have, we have the tractor, but I'm not real confident with it solely as a, you know, a place to stay for them, because first of all, it gets pretty hot in there.
Right, that's actually my friend Bobby Senior at work. He watches this, so thank you, Bobby, for watching. If you're watching, and we appreciated the offer for the chickens. I think another one of my co-workers is going to take those from you, but I've already talked to you about that. But anyway, that was awesome. But I think we're going to I'm going to have to have a little more time. So I think chicks will be
easier. It'll give us more time to raise them as chicks, and then, but also this tractor would probably serve chicks really well during the day.
Possibly.
Because they need warm temperatures.
Right.
And so we'd be able to put them in there. But there are some low spots that I'm not comfortable with too, because the yard, of course, is not completely level.
Right.
So you do have some low spots, but we can, I thought about getting some of those blocks, like bricks, and just kind of putting them in the low spots. It's not very bad. It's not extremely bad, but yeah. So I've been looking at this catalog, and One of the things when you're looking at these catalogs and thinking about it is a temptation to get meat chickens. That's another thing that I would love to get because I want to work towards being more sustainable and have healthier chicken that we're eating, especially because we're meat-based for the most part. We eat a heavy meat diet.
With that, we are kind of on a tighter lot here. It's not, the houses are a little more closer. Our neighbors are cool, but as far as doing meat chickens, I'm not sure for right now.
They could look in out their window and they would see us out here like slaughtering chickens, and
well, these guys
they might get kind of freaked out. Yeah, they might get freaked out just a little bit.
But
plus, we're in the city limits in here in the city that we're in, and I mean, we could do it. It probably would be okay if we did it.
It would be perfectly fine, but we want to consider our neighbors. We may be exaggerating everything, but
it's been a few years since we've done meat chickens, so it's kind of hard to remember.
Quite a while since we've done it. I'd probably have to take a course in it again.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking that eventually we can have a privacy fence back here, and that way the neighbors, you know, they won't be looking right out their window and seeing blood everywhere and guts everywhere and stuff like that, intestines and all that kind of good stuff. So that's our thoughts on meat chickens.
But she can't have her right now.
No, she's a good girl. She's a good girl. You're a great man. She's tired. She's always tired. Look cute. Look cute. Come on. Look cute. Then look cute. No, don't pray. Look cute. Look cute. Come on. Look cute.
Look cute.
Now you gotta look cute. Look cute. She's gonna make me out to be a liar, but usually when I say look cute, she'll take her little paw and
look cute for mama.
Look cute. Oh, that was cute.
That was
That was cute. Another thought I had on chickens is eventually getting an incubator. This is something I always wanted to do when the boys were young, but we never did it back then. But I would love to get an incubator, and maybe we could even get some of the copper morans like you're wanting to do, some to breed, and then we could let them have the fertile eggs, and then we could use the incubator to hatch purebred copper moran.
That's
those are the most.
Absolutely what I'd like to do.
Those are the most beautiful eggs.
They are.
They are so. They're like chocolate eggs. They're beautiful.
Right. I love those type birds. Which actually, I say that, but we only had one purebred rooster.
Yeah.
But he was an awesome rooster.
I think we had a hen, one copper moran hen. Seemed like we did because we got the dark chocolate eggs at one point.
Well, we may have, but I specifically remember the rooster.
Yeah, and he was very friendly. You know, you guys seen on my last video that we're dealing with a little feistiness with our roosters.
Yeah, one thing we learned with roosters, and you probably already know it, may already know it, but may not. If you raise them from a babies, right?
Yeah.
You hold them every day and you pet them every day. You make a pet out of them. They won't attack you as much or be as aggressive towards you.
Right. And two, I think there's power in our words. And so when we name them things like friend and buddy and just good, like the ones we have right now, we didn't really name like that. We have Big Red and Kenny. Yeah. So those are kind of just run-of-the-mill names, you know. So anyway, it matters what you name them, I think. When we do get another flock of chickens, whether it be from chicks or however it might be, or from eggs or whatever, it's going to be a second flock because the current coop that we have, we don't want to overcrowd our chickens. We don't want them in there smooshed up. So we're probably it's going to be a second flock. So we'll have two separate flocks. One will be these chickens that we've got, and the other ones will be either in a mobile coop, or we'll just do a whole nother separate coop for them. So we haven't decided on that. We've got a lot of things we're thinking about, doing, and we're just not sure. But the good thing is, y'all get to come along and see us make mistakes, probably.
Right, because we don't have it all together as far as everything, and we are a little knowledgeable, but then on some things we're just beginners.
Right.
So
we did have a good bit of chicken experience in the past.
We did. We had 150 at one time in Monticello.
Some of those were meat birds.
To some of you, that may be a drop in a bucket. To some of you, it may be extremely a lot.
That's a lot of chickens, but we had 5 acres there, so we had the property for that, and we actually had meat chickens in a tractor type thing. We had our regular flock, and then my dad had given us his flock, so we had them down the hill, if I'm remembering right. So we had his flock, and
we had a lot of chickens at one time to us.
And then we even had turkeys and ducks. Right. We didn't get to raise the turkeys all the way. They were doing great. I've heard horror stories about raising turkeys and how they're prone to disease and things like that. But our turkeys, we got them from a local farm and not a hatchery, and they were doing excellent.
Right.
And then our ducks, we ended up, I think 2 boy ducks.
We had pecans.
Pekin ducks, and they were messy and mean
pecans
and rough.
Pecans are a little like chickens. They are, chickens, pigs.
Yeah, they were sloppy.
Which
and
we
messy.
never had pigs, but from what I've seen, pecans were pretty nasty.
Pretty much, but they also were kind of mean to the chickens. They were they were bigger than the chickens, and they would even try to mate with the chickens.
Right.
It was kind of wild, kind of crazy. But our boys loved them. They were young, and it was the right season for that.
It sure was.
We're not getting ducks here where we are. Now, if we get a homestead later on down the road, we very well might.
Well, we might get one.
One duck?
For a guard.
Oh, you mean a goose.
Right.
A guard goose.
It's a goose, not a duck.
Yeah. So we are looking forward to the fall garden. We still got some things going, some babies going for even right now in this garden. And we've yet to have any kind of big harvest or anything because we got a late start. But we are looking forward to that right there.
The pigs.
Yeah, which the birds are watching it pretty close. Like I see one right now.
The birds are stealing.
They're stealing the figs, which that's okay. There's plenty of figs to go around. I think once they all kind of start, because it's kind of like right now you'll have one ripe one here and one ripe one there, and the birds are beating us to it. But eventually all of them are going to just like suddenly go ripe, and the birds won't be able to keep up with that many figs, and we'll have plenty for us. So I guess we don't mind so much sharing them with the birds.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to that. But lots of exciting things, exciting to me things to look forward to as far as planning and learning and growing and all for the summer and the fall.
Well, we've been watching some of the other homesteader channels, and we've seen some guinea hogs. And they're little and black when they're born and stuff like that. And so my little dog here, Gracie, she tends to make little noises like they do. You make guinea hog noises?
Guinea hog. Pray. Show the people you can pray. Gotta let go.
She said, I don't have to pray right now.
Pray.
Pray.
Good girl. She's a good girl.
She prays for it, but anyway, I call her my little guinea hog.
Our little guinea hog.
You making noises? Huh? What's that noise? What's that noise? Huh? What's that noise? Huh? All right, she won't say it.
I guess we're going to wrap this up for today. Maybe there was something you could glean from this. If not, maybe it's just a good time of getting to know us a little bit better. And we'd like to get to know you as well. So comment down in the comment section and just let us know what you're planning to grow for your fall garden and what area of the United States you're in, or we have someone that watches from England. So just let us know what you're planning to grow, and we'd love to know what you're doing.
Do us a good flavor
Flavor.
and hit that like button
Hit
and
the like
subscribe.
And subscribe. Yes,
Thank
absolutely. Yes. And if you're still breathing,
There is still hope.
until next time, see you later.